Hi, Phoebe. Oh, see. Hey, guys. Welcome to another dog vlog. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about why I feed a pre-made, commercially purchased raw food for my dog instead of doing a DIY raw feeding diet. Let's jump into it right meow. Okay, so there are essentially two ways that you can feed your dog a raw food diet. You can make the food yourself, DIY raw feeding, following recipes that you get from a holistic veterinarian. For example, following either the BARF or PREY model or PMD, and I can talk about those on a different video if you want. Just comment below if you're interested. Or you can feed a pre-made, commercially purchased raw diet, something you would buy already made from the pet store and feed it as is. I want to start by saying both ways are awesome, in my opinion. I don't think there's one way that's better than the other, and I think that you can achieve the same results for your dog either way. I do not feed a DIY, make your own dog food by sourcing ingredients from different places like the farmer's market or the grocery store and putting it together, make a meal. I don't do it that way. I've done it that way in the past when I would feed partial kibble and partial raw and get different ingredients to kind of boost up their dog food, but I don't feed it that way now. I currently feed a pre-made raw. That means that it's a raw that you can purchase at a pet store. It is commercially made. And I will link that down below if you're interested in which raw food, hi Benny, and which raw food that I actually choose. But I want to talk about why I do it the way that I do. So I want to start by saying there is no, in my opinion, right way, whether you do it yourself or do a pre-made raw. Now, I feel very strongly that there are better and more optimal versions of each. There are better ways to do it when you're doing a DIY, and there's better pre-made raws that you can choose and it's all based on quality, how you balance it, and what your dog's needs are. I just think that with anything you do in life, there's kind of the ideal way to do it and the not so ideal. I choose to feed my dogs a pre-made, commercially purchased raw dog food, primarily because, to me, time is money. I have so many dreams, y'all. Like my dream board, my 5 and 10 year goal plan is so massive and so intense that I want to spend as much time as I can chasing and bringing my dreams to a reality. And you guys know my dreams, right? Like I want to save all the damn dogs. That's not just a silly tagline. I want to save all the damn dogs. I want to get my word out about there in the world about fostering rescue dogs, adopting, not shopping, spaying and neutering. I want to find ways to reach billions of people. I want to reach everybody and help bring them on board of believing in fostering. I want to help educate and spread awareness around the importance of raw feeding and just general nutrition and health and wellness for dogs. I want to do all of these things, and all of those things require a lot of time, whether it's making videos, creating posts for those videos, editing the videos, networking with other people in the community, trying to do the same things, and working on any and every project that I can imagine to help dogs. That's what I want to do with my life. And I have decided that although DIY raw feeding is a great way to go about feeding your dog a healthy diet, it is more beneficial for me to get a pre-made food and feed it to them as is than spending time sourcing ingredients and prepping their meals and putting it together and making sure it's complete and balanced. Oh, and another big difference of feeding a pre-made raw versus like a DIY recipe is how it looks. I know it's silly, but let me show you what I mean. They usually come in patties or little nuggets, like smaller versions if you have a smaller dog. Yummy in your tummy. Feeding a pre-made raw is not for everyone, just like feeding a DIY raw is not for everyone. The two biggest differences that I have experienced is that pre-made raw is typically, not always, a little bit more expensive or a decent amount more expensive than doing it yourself, but it's done, you pick it up, you feed it, and you can feed it to your dog without having to worry and question, is it complete and balanced? Doing a DIY approach and trying to create your own is maybe less money, but more time. So it's kind of this balance between time and money, but there's also an element of some people just love that creative factor and really being a student of dog nutrition and getting their hands dirty and really creating their dog's food. And that's really damn cool. Like, you know, one day when I'm retired, I'll probably just DIY it myself because I think that there's something kind of cool about that, or rewarding. But right now, guys, man, my dreams are big and there's a lot I want to do and there's just only so much time in the day. So that's really the main reason that I choose, the primary reason that I choose a pre-made raw. Now, all that to say, I am extremely picky about the pre-made raw dog food options that I would choose to feed for my dogs. Very, very picky. I have very, I don't want to call strict, but I'm just very peculiar on what I would feed my dog and what I want to make sure is in the pre-made raw dog food that I choose to feed my dogs. And if you are interested in knowing what those things are and how I would choose a specific pre-made raw dog food, comment down below. If I get enough comments, I will make a video on the best ways to choose a pre-made raw dog food, if you guys find that helpful. Now, on the other side, if you're set on doing a DIY raw dog food diet for your dogs and making your own food, that's awesome. Seriously, props to you. It's admirable. I think it's a great way to go. And it's, a lot of people think that it's very difficult, but honestly, if you have the right support system, it's really not that challenging. So what I'm gonna do for y'all, if you wanna go the DIY route, is I'm gonna link below my favorite, my very absolute favorite raw feeders that are helping support other people like you that are doing it DIY. And these guys are phenomenal. They have, some of them are bloggers, some of them are vloggers, some of them do videos on Facebook, some of them have websites, but these people are my go-to if I ever have any DIY questions. These are gonna be your support system. These guys have incredible communities. Some of them have Facebook groups, so I'm gonna link them below. Guys, please go check them out. Go tell them that Rachel Fusaro sent you to come say hello, because I love these guys so much. To name a few, there's Nikki with Mindful Pet Parent, I think is what it is. I'll link everything below. There's Scott, the dog dad. There's Kim, who has Keep the Tail Wagging blog. There's obviously my homeboy, Rodney Habib, who is the dog dad AF. He is he has my heart. I adore that dog nutrition extraordinaire. Dr. Karen Becker, who is like my goals of who I would love to be like when I get older. There's so many people out there that I have mad respect for, who are in the DIY raw feeding community. I love you guys. If you are watching this, seriously, you guys, it's almost like a family. Such a big support system. That's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so damn much for being a part of my mission to save all the damn dogs. I love you. I adore you. Follow me on Instagram at Rachel Fusaro, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Bye.